Hello guys, how are you today? Hello. I just I'm still feeling a little wonky from the COVID jab. I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired. I don't feel sick at all. My arm was hurting like bejeebers yesterday, and a bejeeber is like really painful. So yeah. Anyway, and then it's been fine. It's been fine. I mean, it's just if I push on, if I press on it, it hurts today. So I have a cure for that. I figured I could like not press on it, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm just really tired is all that's left. And I thought I'd come in, and I wasn't even gonna record today, and I thought, you know what, I've been doing a farm together every day. It's going to be late, I can tell that because I slept really late. I've just been feeling tired after the vaccinations, and I slept quite late today. As you can see, it's almost 1 o'clock. If you check the little clocks on the wall in here, and this should be up, in 4 minutes or something, and it obviously will be late, but I'll get it up. It'll be online pretty quick. I started answering comments this morning, and I'm 2 months behind, but I will continue doing some of that over the course of the next couple of days because I feel quite bad, and I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing from you guys. And today I want to say hello to Yoshi's son. I hear they play together and I think that's really nice. I think that's absolutely charming that you have parents playing computer games with their kids. I always said that I wished I'd had something like World of Warcraft available and Minecraft, those two particularly, when my daughter was a child. It would have been fabulous. It would have been absolutely wonderful to teach her to read maps and about economies and the buying and selling and pricing of things and deferred gratification and teamwork. The idea of working with teamwork and good manners in social situations, and there's so much that we could teach our kids from playing games with them, and I think that's your comment just made me happy. Your comment just made me happy, Yoshi. I just pictured a parent sitting there with a child and playing this particular little game and planning for harvests and how long will it take, and I just so many skills, right, in terms of planning and mapping and directions and finding their way through things. I think it's wonderful. I think it's just absolutely wonderful. So I thought, I gotta get in. I just gotta do a recording so I can say hello to Yoshi's son. Hello, Yoshi's son. I hope you're having a good time in this game. Yeah, that's really nice. You just made me happy. Been playing that raft game a lot. I am getting better. I'm totally, absolutely, more or less getting better. Yep. I just noticed something. I've been skipping all the paintings because I thought they were off of the proper rotation, but I think what it is these are the ones I'm putting in here are all 3, and I believe the paintings are 4, so they're always going to be off. Although I don't know how much they're needed anyway, honestly. Maybe I should just finish them off, put whatever picture on them that would, work well in a room, and then just leave them to be part of the decoration. I might, you know what, I might do that. I might just do that. We'll finish off what's here, because I've been going with the mushrooms because that gave me the most tickets, but they're not really needed all that much. Yeah, I've left it on every single one of them. 'Tis a ridiculous thing. And this whole set was off. Oh, this is the one that's behind. Darn. That's right. I knew there was one house that was off, and it had to be the last one I get to, of course. So I'll have to come in and finish this one while I wait on and not do the others. Just do this one time. I just wanted to have everything together. No reason for it. None whatsoever. It's not even an OCD, let's be neat and tidy thing. I just thought, yeah, let's just do that. Personal goals. Give yourself personal goals in games. Or personal quests. That's what I call them. Just my personal quest is to do, whatever. And once you've done that, then you can play a game forever. I don't need a game company telling me what I should be doing in a game. I can do that all by myself. And yeah, you know what? A chamber pot, a chamber pot would have been good in here. Something for, you know, a nice big wooden bathtub or something. There's really nothing at all. I'm really stretching a point with the tap here, right? So pretending that it's just a pump of some sort, although I have no idea when those sorts of pumps would have been available historically. I really don't. I feel like my education is lacking. Obviously, I've messed up some things. Okay, so what do we have to do? We're going to come down here and do these because these are not as actually, and it was the first, yeah. We'll come down and get these babies done before the season is over. Although I believe these are 4 times a year anyway, aren't they? And we got apples there at the other end. Those are available all the time, so. And I think these are too, actually. It's all good. And then we'll toddle down here and get the apples that are wanting for this quest. What? Oh, it's just straight up apple trees. You know, you get this far into the game and you harvest apple trees and you're making like 19 gold. Okay, they're only level 51, but come on, even at you know, maxed out, you're not getting a lot more than that. It's like, okay, cute little apple trees. All right, let's check out. That is being sorted. That is being sorted. They're being taken care of. They are not. We're going to go down and move our chicken alpaca guy down to the next step along the way. You need to work down here, darling. There you go. Take care of my little Ayrshire cows there. I'll get back to Scotland someday. And I want to get on a farm. I want to be on a farm again. I want to be in the country. I want to get an Ayrshire cow, and I want to get a Highland cow. And a Highland pony, and a Shetland pony. And make Clydesdale. I get all the Scottish animals, which will be a considerable job all by themselves. But wouldn't it be fun? And we'll just, you know, have a meadow and just call it like the Scottish meadow, because like all the little animals from Scotland are there. Get myself a border collie and a border terrier and a West Highland white and all the dogs. Oh my gosh. And it would just be like a little petting zoo. I could have my neighbors come over and pay £1 just to come and feed the animals or something. Sure. Because that'll feed a lot of cows. £1 at a time. It'd be fun though, right? Come on, guys. It'd be fun. Go out and pet your Highland cow in the morning with all little shaggy things in their face. Oh, yes, indeed. You betcha. I'd like it anyway. Just having a run through here, checking on all my critters in case anybody does not have a farmhand and is depending on me for food. I didn't finish these roads. Well, what do you know? I got started. I totally got started, and that's a good thing. And that's all done all the way down to the end. Okay, so what is going on here? I have nothing to plant for questing. Okay, I got some shrooms, which will go up in just a few minutes. Well, that's great. I wonder how many of these I'm going to need. The apple trees, 120 shiitake, that's it. And everything else are critters and trees. Well, good enough. All right, well, we'll put in 120 of those shortly. Now, what is left to do in this farm other than, you know, clean up my messes? This is part of it right here. These walkways need to be gone. They do. They really, really do. So, there we are. You know, getting more storage up is always good, especially if you know, if your farm's bigger. Now, mine is not, no, that's good. Mine is not really an optimal farm for visitors. I certainly don't have one of those farms that you know, you mark off and you go to every night because you know they've got big, wonderful fields for you to harvest in and make lots of points. It's not that kind of farm at all. Although it has occurred to me that once I have everything cleaned up and I've removed all the random bits that are kicking around, I could possibly consider, you know, putting in more fields. And they would be very much for visitors because I personally have no use for anything other than what I'm using. but it would be a visitor thing, and that's not a bad reason to put something together, is it? And Little Critter, okay, your idea. One of the viewers, one of the regulars here, she's been part of this entire series, and has just become someone whose name I look for. And yeah, I really appreciate all your comments. You've been absolutely charming, and I love you to death. But she was mentioning, you know, the idea of putting creating a farm that had sort of a north-south thing going. You know, put a lot of water in as an ocean or something, and on the north part we would have snow. You know, we could put the little igloos down, and I don't know, lots of pine trees, I guess. The maple, I guess we could put the maple in the northern part. I guess it depends how far north we're talking, but, you know, she was thinking about putting the types of fish and animals and everything, and just creating very much a north-south sort of situation. It sounds brilliant. It just sounds so beautiful and so lovely, and I have 4 or 5 other farms, you know? Man, oh man, oh man. It's like I want to try to. Oh gosh, I love that idea. It's fabulous. It is just fabulous. I love it. And I don't want to steal your idea or your thunder. Although in my head, I think I already have. I'm so excited about it. It sounds so beautiful. It's like, I need to see how this would work. I mean, how would this work? Oh, we have things to do. But, you know, if we just made like a big ocean with the hills were islands or something along the way, right? We just put water all around these things. And, put a continent over here sort of thing, with a farm with all the northern things, and a continent down here that was all southern or something. I don't know. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds pretty darn cool. We could have, you know, Farmer Brown and his cousins to the north or something. I don't know. Put a little town, the kind of towns that I like to create, you know, smack dab in the middle or something. And I don't know. But it just got my head buzzing, just buzzing with all the things. It's like, oh, maybe this, or oh, maybe that, or how about, oh, I wonder if. And yeah, it's fabulous. You have made my day, dear lady. Thank you for that. Good times. What a great idea, though. Yeah. What a great idea. And that'd be something, you know, you want to start on a farm that's already done, you know, something you can recycle and just get right to it. Because starting out a lower end farm and then building to that would be, wow, it would be what, another 200 or 300 video series. Seriously, it would be a lot. Oh my goodness, it'd be a lot for sure. Yoshi, does that mean good luck? I think that I see, you know, kiss for luck farm, kiss for luck here. I think that's what a great word. I approve. Let's go harvest these nice roses here. Bring a bit of cash in. Pay the animal feed for the day here anyway. Oh, that farming series I've been watching, although I think there's only 8 episodes, 8 or 10 episodes. I've watched it through twice so far. I love it. I'm sure I'm going to watch it a 3rd time. I think it's wonderful. But it's Crockford's Farm. I think it's Crockford's Farm. It's the Jeremy guy who was in Top Gear, and it's his farm, 1,000 acres, and he's decided to learn to become a farmer, and it's quite entertaining. It's a bit of an eye-opener as to what is really required from farmers these days. Although I have to admit the little bit of farming, quote unquote, that I've done in the past, I mean, mostly it was horses. My fields and my hay and everything, I just always bought. It's kind of like, I think it was called like buying hay off the field. I would go to a farmer and say, would you plant, you know, X number of acres of hay for me this year? And they would take care of all of it right up until the harvest, and then I would pay to use their equipment and go out and do it myself. So it made the hay, you know, instead of $5 a bale, it was $1 a bale. It was a lot of work. Bringing in hay is a horrible, horrible thing. You're out in the sun, it's hot. You've got all these little bits of hay that are fluttering around all over the place that you're breathing in. But worst of all, it's like sticking to you, right? Because it's small and dusty and prickly, and it sticks to you, and you're hot and sweaty, and it's seriously hard work. You're picking up bales that we used to bale them pretty big. It just made it easier to store, but they were about 75 pounds a bale. And you have to pick that up and toss it up onto a trailer, and then some poor sucker up there. So either job was hard. You've got to, they've got to grab it and then pick it and stack it, and you're doing that on the back of a trailer, one load after another. When it's full, you drive it to your barn, and then you unload it, and it's got to go. Different barns I've had, some of them were stacked on, from the ground up, on raised platforms and stuff, but from the ground up. But at some point you're up. The point is you're still piling that, right to the height of the barn ceiling, which is up a long ways. And then there was the raft up top that had to be brought up there. And we didn't have a lot of fancy equipment for that. We mostly just muscled that through. So I have done little bits of farming, but nothing like that. And even with just the horses, I mean, just insurance, trails, inspections, water issues, government regulations for where I was allowed to put a driveway or parking. Or I spent more time in government offices or in lawyers' offices, going to another council meeting, like that sort of thing. Filling out paperwork. You spend so much time. I had a desk, and every night I'd get home from the barn, and then you grab something to eat. Sometimes you even got to sit down at the table for a meal, but not that often. You just grab something and go to your desk and start with the paperwork, and then employees and payments, and the unemployment insurance and taxes, and all of the stuff that went with having employees on the farm. I took care of all that too. So you do a lot of paper as a farmer these days. And I was not a farmer by any stretch of the imagination. I was just somebody who had horses. God, it was crazy. So I need to get these ducks looked at. I wonder how many of them are. If there's just a few, we'll just get out and pick them up. I only need 20. All right, let's just go do those ourselves. We do not have to have a farmhand deal with that for us. We are capable of picking up 20 duck eggs. I can do a whole 20 all by my lonesome. Isn't that wonderful? Which ones was it? The Muscovy. Okay. There you go, little duckies. How are you today? It's a really good series. I like farming. In case somehow you missed that. I just love everything about it. Even the smells and yeah, it's just fun. Okay, we have shiitake to put in, right? We do. Let's get to farming here, nice people. Did I turn the mod on? I opened the program. I don't know if I actually turned it on or not. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We just plant them anyway. Mushrooms, mushrooms. We're actually putting in little stumps. That's so cute. It's toots adorbs. Oh, I am so tired. I'm just and I know it's the vaccination, because I mean I get tired a lot because of the health issues I have, but this is like you've taken something to sleep. Like it's pretty bad. It's very bad. I'm so tired. I've been up for an hour. Can I go to bed now? Wow. I have to stream this afternoon too. We're in Minecraft this afternoon though. We got a race. We have one of our Formula 1 races up today. Ooh, we're gonna be racing, which is so much fun. The guys are doing such a nice job. Okay, so that's put in. We've done these two. I mean, we could do all of these again. It's like, I don't really care. It is summer though. I have a bug. Excuse me, I have a bug crawling. Okay, there we go. It is summer. We could put in, I could put in some shard. These two pay so well. I've started out with the shard and I'm just sort of going with it. I really don't know which are better. I've never done the math or the you know, because what did do work? Here we go. Back up. Hit the right button here, sunshine. Any old time now. There you go. Like this is 15 hours and that's the full 24. Now, you know, you're doubling your money here on this one by level 18. I'm already up to 151 with this, but I'm thinking once I've leveled the one, maybe I'll level the other and just actually do the timing or do the math and see. I mean, I started with this because it was just a little bit shorter for me. I could put it in the first thing in the morning, and then, you know, come back when I logged in the next day. It was ready to go, right? Or I could do it in the evening, and then the next day when I came into game, it was, you know, I didn't have to wait till evening again. I could come in, you know, have some coffee, and it would be getting ready, not too late into the process. So it was just faster for me at the way I was playing at the time. I was actually playing it more at the time. And then I went through a period where I was logging in once a week or so and doing, you know, spending the afternoon doing all the things, but and I'd get those daisies looked after, and that worked out really well for me. That big chunk of money once a week was fine for how I played at the time. Let's go, you know what, let's go, we're gonna go down here. Yes, I get all these little random patches of plants like this all over that need sorting out. Let's start leveling these up too, just cause. I mean, even at this, you're making about, you know, about 8,000. Was it about 8,000 a pop? Yeah, getting close. That's more than some of the low-end flowers will ever pay. Are there any trees that pay that much at the high levels? I don't know. Trees, I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I don't think so. None I can think of offhand. But then I'm half asleep, so what do I know? So, I mean, you know, the field crops can be a really good money maker because you can just put in as many as you want. You know, it's not a permanent fixture to your land. If you need a bunch of money, you can quite literally go to, you know, any blank spot and just plow in a whole bunch. And it's a lot cheaper than putting in, you know, something that you're paying diamonds for, right? If it's some plant that you're paying diamond, or worse yet, the ones you're paying ribbons for. So for a quick fix for diamonds, I mean, I've often used the, where be they at? These things, turmeric. I mean, that's a nice pack of diamonds if you've got the cash to spend 10,000 at a pop. But you can get, you know, you can get a lot of diamonds in a hurry if you need them, without spending all your lovely little ribbons on that. Not that that's a problem for some of us anymore. I'm actually was looking into how to cheat on the game so I could go in and remove those almost 10 million ribbons. It bothers me. It bothers me that much. I've actually been, you know, at that. I think I need to just Google how to cheat this game so I can go in, find the file, change the number, and get on. Because I don't like that. I just don't like that at all. If somebody knows how to make that go away, let me know. I would appreciate the link because it's really annoying. Darn dog. So we're just having a nice little farming day. I've got that one house left, the Spanish style one, and I've been putting it off because I just can't get a vision in my head of what I want to do with it. I want it to be different. I mean, so far right now, each of my houses, for the most part, I mean, I'm trying to make them feel as different as I can. The modern feels the way it does. The country kitchen one, you know, the posh one in the Viennese house. I'm trying to make each one different. The Spanish one is, the adobe house is kind of, I'm just wondering, I don't know how to make this one different is my problem. So I'm putzing around, not doing much of anything at all. Turning this one into a playhouse, helped considerably. And then having that one be the pub. I mean, unless I turn it into a restaurant. I mean, I had thought about taking one of the Oriental houses and turning that into a restaurant. I keep thinking maybe this one. Except I didn't think of it till it was done, and I find it comfortable. I like it the way it is, so I don't want to change it. Too bad. But I just don't know what to do with it. That one's my staff house, the little one there. Yeah, so I'm just kind of at a loss as to know where to go from here, I guess. Although this house, there's nothing particularly Spanish about it except for a couple of piñatas hanging, but it feels like it just feels like a home I'd be happy in. This one I'm struggling with a little bit. Maybe we'll make it a restaurant. Maybe we need a restaurant. We'll see. I just don't know. If you have ideas, I would listen to them. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you're having a grand and lovely day, and I will see you soon. Thank you to everyone who makes my life possible. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you for the views. Bye-bye, guys.